Hello, welcome to Tonglen for Climate Change. I'm Lama Liza. So today I would like to offer a meditation specifically for activists. And of course, if you found yourself here at a YouTube meditation on Tonglen for Climate Change, likely that applies to you in some way. So specifically, this is for people who, are actively engaged with what's happening on the earth and in our societies. So, either professionally or in whatever way you yourself engage. So, with Tonglen, the basic idea is that we open and are willing to experience difficulty, struggle, suffering. We're willing to open to it and embrace it and feel it. And we're willing to share our own benefit, our own good fortune. So this helps us work with our reactive patterns, the ways we get overwhelmed, the ways we might shut down, the ways we feel anger and reactivity. So by doing this practice of breathing in what's difficult and breathing out what's beneficial, we're working with those patterns of reactivity so that we can rest more in the center of our awareness, in the center of our wisdom and our compassion. And so from this place of centeredness, of clarity, we can then be more skillful with our actions. So we begin the practice by finding our meditation posture. It's helpful to have a firm foundation, your legs either crossed or your feet stably on the ground. It can be helpful to have your pelvis tipped slightly forward so that your spine can rise straight and long, a lengthening and a openness in your back. And then relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, softening your eyes. You can either let your gaze rest gently open, or you can also close your eyes if you would like. And so just taking a few breaths to arrive here to begin. You might like to take a few bigger breaths, filling your body with that fresh inhale, and then exhaling all of the stale air, clearing all of the air from the body, and taking a couple more of these breaths. And we take a moment to cultivate refuge and bodhicitta. So this is turning towards the possibility of awakening and practicing, committing to follow this practice of awakening, this path of awakening for the benefit of all beings. So it's touching into that aspiration to do this practice today, not just for ourselves, but for every single being. Next, we take a moment to flash on what we call ultimate bodhicitta. So this is touching into open awareness. In a sense, it's just letting go of whatever your mind is caught up in, whatever you're thinking about, letting go of that structure or framework of the mind, and just resting with all of your senses open in a sense of presence and beingness. And it's from this place that we source our wisdom, our compassion. It's the ground from which we do the Tonglen practice. So next we'll begin the Tonglen taking and sending practice, first working with our own experience. So bring to mind something, some topic that has been challenging for you lately. Maybe it's something you're working actively on. Maybe it's a petition you just signed. Maybe it's phone calls you've made. Maybe it's meetings you've gone to, or things you've read about, things you feel concerned about, things you talk about. And just bring to mind a specific topic, specific issue. It can be related to the environment, to ecology. It can also be what's happening in our society. And just notice the experience inside of you when you think of this. Just feel the sensations in your body. Where do you feel different sensations? Is it hot? Is it cold? Tingling, tight, gooey? Just touching and exploring, noticing whatever is here when you think about this issue that touches your heart, that feels important to you. And then on the next in breath, breathe in whatever challenges and difficulties are there. Maybe that sense of tightening, a sense of distress or anxiety, anger, breathing that into your heart and allowing it to dissolve in that open expanse of your heart. You can take a few breaths to do this. And then on your next few exhales, breathe out what's beneficial for this situation. You can offer your own patience, wisdom, your strength, your capacity, your willingness to do the hard work. You can send relaxation, spaciousness, whatever is supportive and helpful. And imagine yourself receiving this. So you're breathing it out and you're receiving it. And then as you're ready, you can start the cycle again. You can either do one breath in and one breath out, or you can do a few breaths in with the difficulty and a few breaths out with the offering. So we breathe in that challenge, that difficulty. If you'd like, you can include the visualization of breathing in as dark smoke or thick fog. Breathing in that challenge and dissolving it in your heart. And on the exhale, the visualization is moonbeams of light, or bright, clear, fresh, refreshing light. Breathing out what's supportive, beneficial. We'll do this for a few more cycles with yourself, your own experience. Going at your own pace. It's fine to pause for a moment if you need to and recenter, and then begin again. As you're doing this breathing, imagine yourself becoming free of the struggle and challenge of this situation. Imagine yourself coming to a place of wisdom, of clarity, of compassion, of skillfulness, of ease and well-being. Now extending this practice, imagining all of the other beings, people who are also concerned about this topic. Just imagine them either in your mind's eye, or you can imagine them in the space around you. All of the people who also are activists in some form around this topic. Think about the ways they might be struggling: anxiety, fear, anger, sadness, ways that tension might show up in their body, experiences they've had related to this topic or issue. And make the wish that they be free of the struggle in this issue, that they might come to a place of peace, well-being, skillfulness, compassion, centeredness. And then with your next inhale, imagine breathing in the challenge and suffering from each of these beings, breathing it into your heart, dissolving it in that open spaciousness of your heart, of your own being, and then offering out. And imagine these moonbeams of light going out and touching each of these beings, offering your own compassion, your own wisdom, your own skillfulness, your own merit, any of your positive, beneficial qualities, offering it and imagining each of these beings receiving it. And again, breathing in and doing this cycle for several breaths, breathing in their suffering, imagining them becoming free of it, breathing out, offering and imagining them receiving what's beneficial, what's supportive. And now bringing this to completion, seeing all of these beings who have been affected by this issue, seeing them centered, at ease, relieved of their suffering, resting in their own well-being and wisdom. And now bring to mind all of the beings who we might say are on the other side of this issue, who are actually feeling strongly about the other aspect, the other side of whatever it is. And just bring to mind what might be motivating their decisions or their opinions, what might be motivating their priorities. Remembering that they also want to be happy. They also want to be free of suffering. They also want to live in a good world, to live a good life. And imagine the ways they might be having fears, the ways they might be having struggles or challenges. And then make the wish that they also be free of suffering, that they may have happiness, peace, and ease, that they may be content and rest in their own wisdom and well-being. And with this wish, we begin the practice of taking and sending for all of these beings we might be frustrated with, thinking of their perspective, breathing in their struggles, their difficulties, wishing them to be free of them, breathing it into your heart, into this vast, spacious openness, allowing it to dissolve, and then breathing out, sharing your own good qualities, imagining your own beneficial qualities, your own well wishes, offering to each of these beings and imagining them receiving it. Doing this for several more cycles, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in their suffering, imagining them becoming free of it. Breathing out what's beneficial, imagining them receiving it. Seeing if you can come to a place of open-mindedness, neutrality, really breathing in each of these persons' experience of suffering, of fear, of challenge, just as they experience it. And breathing out, offering what's generally beneficial, genuinely beneficial to each of these people and what they actually need. Seeing them receive it. And then coming to completion, imagining each of these beings experiencing well-being, experiencing freedom from their difficulty, resting in their own wisdom and compassion, ease, well-being. And then let the visualization go and rest again in open awareness. Just rest in this sense of beingness, presence, letting go of any of the activities in your mind, resting with the senses open, allowing whatever energy was stirred up in your being to integrate, to harmonize, to settle. And then concluding with a dedication, dedicating the merit of our practice, making the wish that it be of benefit to every single being, none excluded, without exception. May our practice today be of benefit to everyone, without exception. Thank you for your practice. Feel free to be in touch in the comments if you have any questions or want to share any insights. Thank you. Thank you for your work, for being here in this world.